This is Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves. Mine at Air Force Base, North Dakota. Missile Launch Control Center, Oscar 1. December 19th, 2025. Time is 0742 Zulu. I'm recording this on the emergency documentation system. Protocol requires recording all actions during strategic alert conditions. That's what this is. That's the official language. Strategic alert conditions. What it actually is. What's actually happening right now. The dead hand system activated. Russia's automated nuclear response. The one they built in the 80s. The one everyone thought was dormant. Obsolete. Deactivated after the Cold War ended. It wasn't. It's been running this entire time. And 23 minutes ago it detected what it thinks is an American first strike. Sent launch authorization to every remaining Russian ICBM site, except there was no American first strike. No launches. No attack. The system malfunctioned. False positive. Software error. Sensor glitch. Doesn't matter which. What matters is dead hand thinks we attacked. So it authorized Russian retaliation. And when Russian missiles started their launch sequences, our systems detected it. So now we're authorized to launch. Mutually assured destruction. MAD. The acronym they taught us in training. Seemed theoretical then. Doesn't seem theoretical now. I have 10 Minuteman 3 ICBMs under my command. 10 missiles. 3 warheads each. 30 thermonuclear weapons. 475 kilotons per warhead. My birds are targeted at strategic sites in Russia and China. Military installations. Command centers. Population centers. Moscow suburbs. Beijing industrial zones. My 30 warheads will kill approximately 4.2 million people. Direct casualties. Doesn't count fallout. Doesn't count nuclear winter. Just immediate blast effects and thermal radiation. 4.2 million people are going to die because I turn 2 keys and press 6 buttons. Or they die because someone else turns their keys. Someone in Oscar 2 down the corridor. Someone in November 5 20 miles east. Someone in one of the 97 other launch facilities across North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming. Someone will launch. Protocol says we all launch. Redundancy. Even if I don't, someone else will. That's what I keep telling myself. Someone else will do it. My choice doesn't matter. Except it does matter. It matters to me. Let me explain what's happening right now. In this control center, 15 feet underground, reinforced concrete, blast-rated doors. Me and Captain Dylan Ortega, my deputy. We've been on this shift for 6 hours. Routine alert posture. Standard Cold War holdover duty. Sitting in uncomfortable chairs. Monitoring systems that never do anything. Drinking bad coffee. Talking about football. The Vikings game last Sunday. Dylan's got family in Minneapolis. His sister. Nephew. They're in the target zone if this goes real. The alert came at 0719 Zulu. Stracom transmission. Emergency action message. Authentication codes valid. I checked them 4 times. Dylan checked them twice. 6 total verifications. The codes are correct. Message says DEFCON 1. Maximum readiness. Nuclear war imminent or in progress. Russian strategic forces detected launching. Retaliation authorized. Launch orders confirmed. We are go for Minuteman release. Time on target. Proceed immediately. That was 23 minutes ago. Dylan is sitting at his console right now. 12 feet away. We're separated by the 2-person control protocol. Can't reach both launch keys simultaneously. Prevents unauthorized single-person launch. Prevents accidents. Prevents exactly what I'm thinking about doing right now. Refusing. He's not looking at me. Staring at his screen. Breathing hard. Audible from here. Rapid. Shallow. Panic breathing. He's 26 years old. 5 years younger than me. Married. Wife's name is Rebecca. Pregnant. 7 months. They're at the base housing. 4 miles from here. Evacuation buses left 18 minutes ago. Every military family. Dependents. Spouses. Children. Loading onto buses. Heading south. Away from primary targets. Away from missile fields. My family was on those buses. My wife Lauren. My daughter Emma. She's 9 years old. 4th grade. Loves horses. Wants to be a veterinarian. Collects plastic horse figurines. Has 47 of them. I know because I helped her count them last week. organizing them by breed, by color. Emma takes these things seriously. This morning she left for school. Normal day. I was already on shift. Didn't see her before I came down here. Last thing I said to her was yesterday evening. Good night, sweetheart. That was it. Good night, sweetheart. Didn't know it might be the last thing I ever say to her. The evacuation order came at 07:21. 2 minutes after the EM. All non-essential personnel evacuate to fallback positions. Military dependents to designated shelters. Minot Air Force Base has evacuation protocols. Buses pre-positioned. Routes planned. South toward Bismarck. Then dispersal to rural shelters. Small towns. Basements. Anywhere away from strategic targets. North Dakota has 150 Minuteman III silos. Active. Operational. We're the third largest nuclear arsenal in the world. Just North Dakota. More than France. More than China. We're the primary first strike target if Russia wants to decapitate American land-based deterrent. They'll target every silo, every launch facility, every command center. Minot Air Force Base will be hit by minimum 6 warheads. Probably more. Total destruction radius 8 miles. Severe damage 20 miles. My family's evacuation bus needs to get 60 miles away to be marginally safe from blast effects. Fallout's another problem. Prevailing winds are east-northeast today. Check the weather this morning. 15-mile-per-hour winds. Blizzard warning later. The fallout plume will track east. Cover eastern North Dakota, western Minnesota, southern Manitoba. Dylan's family in Minneapolis. That's 500 miles southeast. Population 400,000 metro area. Strategic target, air defense radar. National Guard headquarters. Federal Reserve Bank. Major transportation hub. Minneapolis will be hit. Multiple warheads. His sister. His nephew. They're there right now. But Rebecca, his wife. She's on the evacuation bus with Lauren and Emma. They should be, let me calculate, 18 minutes since departure. Average speed 35 miles per hour in emergency convoy. That's 10.5 miles. Not far enough. Not nearly far enough. Russian missiles. SS-27 Topol-M ICBMs. Flight time from silos in Kozlsk to North Dakota is approximately 32 minutes. The alert came 23 minutes ago. That means we have 9 minutes. Maybe less. Maybe they launched before the alert reached us. Satellite detection isn't instantaneous. Processing delays. Authentication delays. Command authorization delays. We might have 5 minutes. We might have 3. Dylan is talking. I can hear him. Voice shaking. Sir. Colonel Reeves. Sir, we have confirmed launch authorization. Authentication code's valid. We're supposed to. We need to. The procedures say. I know what the procedures say. I wrote the training manual for this facility. I've been strategic missile officer for 8 years. Trained at Vandenberg. Served at Warren. Transferred here 3 years ago. I know every procedure. Every protocol. Every step of the launch sequence. Step 1. Receive emergency action message. Done. 0719 Zulu. Step 2. Authenticate codes using current crypto materials. Done. Authentication valid. Step 3. Verify message is properly formatted and contains required authorization. Done. Presidential authorization confirmed. Step 4. Compare with previous messages to ensure not duplicate or superseded. Done. This is current valid message. Step 5. Unlock launch keys. Dylan's already done this. I can see his key. Red tagged. Inserted in console. Ready. Mine is still in the safe. Combination is 179432. I know it by memory. Could open it in my sleep. Have opened it in drills hundreds of times. Step 6. Upon command, turn keys simultaneously. Hold for 5 seconds. This enables launch circuits. Step 7. Enter target package confirmation code. 6 digits. Confirms which targets our missiles hit. Moscow. Beijing. Military installations. The 4.2 million people. Step 8. Press launch commit button. Both officers. Simultaneously. This sends final authorization to missile silos. Step 9. Monitor launch sequence. Verify birds away. Document for after-action assessment. After-action assessment. That's the phrase. Like there's going to be an after. Like someone's going to review this. Write a report. Critique our performance. Hold a lessons learned session. I need to explain something about launch procedures. The two-person control. The simultaneous key turns. The multiple authentication steps. It's all designed to prevent accidents. Prevent unauthorized launches. Prevent exactly the scenario we're in. False alarms. System malfunctions. The protocols assume that if you get to launch authorization, if you get valid authentication codes, if you get presidential authorization transmitted through proper channels, then it's real. But what if it's not real? What if the system malfunctioned at a higher level? What if the sensors are wrong? What if dead hand activated based on false data? What if we're about to kill 4.2 million people because of a software bug? NORAD has detection protocols, DSP satellites, infrared sensors, radar tracking. They don't authorize retaliation based on single source data. They confirm. They verify. Multiple systems. Multiple checks. The EAM wouldn't transmit unless confirmation was solid. Except I know the history. 1983. Stanislav Petrov. Soviet early warning system detected 5 American ICBM launches. False alarm. Sunlight reflecting off clouds. Computer error. Petrov judged it false. Didn't report it up chain of command. Didn't start nuclear war. He violated protocol. He made a judgment call. He saved the world. 1995. Norwegian weather rocket. Russians detected it. Thought it was Trident missile. Nuclear briefcase activated. Yeltsin had 4 minutes to decide. Chose not to launch. Investigation later confirmed weather rocket. Another false alarm. Another near miss. 2007. Solar storm. Disrupted early warning systems. Multiple false positives. Almost triggered automated responses. Humans intervened. Prevented launch. How many times has this happened? How many times have we almost ended the world because sensors glitched? Because software malfunctioned? Because automated systems made wrong decisions? Dead hand is automated. That's the entire point. Remove human hesitation. Remove human error. Ensure retaliation even if leadership is dead. Even if command structure is destroyed. The machines guarantee launch. The machines don't hesitate. The machines don't make judgment calls. But machines make mistakes. Dylan is standing now, moving toward me. Sir, Colonel, we're out of time. The Russians launched. We confirmed it. Multiple birds. We need to respond. The order is valid. We have to. Sir, please. I'm looking at the countdown timer. Estimated time to impact. 8 minutes 37 seconds. That's if the Russian birds are coming. If they launched when dead hand activated. If this is real, my hand is on the safe dial. 179432. The combination. I can open it. Get my key. Insert it. Turn it. Dylan will turn his. We'll enter the codes. Press the buttons. 10 Minuteman 3s will launch. 30 warheads. For 0.2 million people. Or I can refuse. Disobey direct presidential order during wartime. That's treason. That's execution. If I'm wrong. If this is real. If Russian missiles are actually inbound and I refuse to launch. Then I failed in my duty. Failed my country. Failed to retaliate for the deaths of 150 million Americans. But if I'm right, if this is false alarm, if I launch based on system malfunction, then I've murdered 4.2 million people. I've started global nuclear war. I've ended civilization. Because I followed orders. Because I trusted the protocols. Because the machines told me to. This is the choice. Right now. In this moment, Lauren and Emma. They're on that bus. Heading south. The blast effects. Let me recalculate. 6 warheads on Minot. That's standard coverage for major strategic target. 550 kiloton warheads. SS, 27 standard yield. Ground burst to maximize silo destruction. Fireballs 1 mile diameter each. Thermal radiation 30 miles. Blast overpressure 15 miles severe damage. The evacuation bus. 18 minutes at 35 miles per hour. That's 10.5 miles. Inside the severe damage radius. Maybe outside fireball. Depends on exact detonation points. Targeting is usually distributed. Minimize overlap. Maximize coverage. Bus might be in zone that gets, quote, only, end quote, severe blast damage instead of total destruction. Might survive initial blast. Then fallout. Then radiation. Then, Emma has 47 plastic horses, organized by breed and color. She's 9 years old. She doesn't understand what's happening. Lauren knows. She's smart. Former Air Force herself. Logistics officer. She knows what strategic alert means, what DEFCON 1 means, what evacuating south from Minot means. She knows. Does she know I'm down here right now? Deciding whether to launch. Deciding whether to kill millions of people. Does she know her husband is the one who might end the world? Dylan is at my station now. Right next to me. I can smell the sweat. The fear. Sir, please. We have 7 minutes. The authentication is valid. The order is legal. We're required to launch. If we don't, if we refuse, we're court-martialed, executed for treason. And it doesn't matter because someone else will launch anyway. Oscar 2 will launch. November 5 will launch. Our refusal doesn't stop anything. It just means we die for nothing. He's right. About the court-martial. About execution. I know military law. I know the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Article 94. Mutiny or sedition. Refusing lawful order during wartime. Death penalty. Mandatory. No discretion. He's right about Oscar 2. About November 5. Even if we refuse, the system has redundancy. Other launch facilities will execute their orders. Our 30 warheads don't matter in the larger scheme. Russia and China will still be hit. They'll still retaliate. The war happens regardless. Except that's not entirely true. Launch doctrine is synchronized. Coordinated timing. Simultaneous arrival. Overwhelm missile defenses. If some facilities don't launch, if there are gaps in the attack pattern, maybe defenses intercept more warheads. Maybe fewer targets hit. Maybe fewer casualties. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. I'm opening the safe. 179432. The dial is turning in my hand. Muscle memory. Done this hundreds of times in drills. Final number. Click. Safe opens. The launch key is inside. Red tagged. Launch enable, Oscar 1. I'm taking it out. Holding it. Smooth metal. Heavier than it looks. This small piece of metal. This key. For 0.2 million people weigh approximately what? Average human weight, 160 pounds. Times 4.2 million. That's 672 million pounds. 336,000 tons. The weight of human lives on this key. Emma weighs 72 pounds. Last doctor visit. Growing fast. Above average for her age. Tall like Lauren. 72 pounds. 1 9-year-old girl. Versus 4.2 million strangers. The math is obvious. Utilitarianism. Greatest good for greatest number. Sacrifice one to save millions. Except I'm not sacrificing her to save millions. I might be sacrificing millions based on false alarm to not definitely kill Emma. The logic doesn't work forward or backward. I'm inserting the key. Into the console. Panel lights change. Yellow to red. Launch enable armed. Dylan sees it. Relief on his face. Visible even from here. Thank God. Thank God, sir. We're doing the right thing. Following orders. Doing our duty. Are we? Is this duty? Is following orders that might be based on system malfunction duty? Is unquestioning obedience virtue or abdication? Petrov didn't follow orders. He made judgment call. Saved the world. But he got lucky. If he'd been wrong. If those 5 launches were real. If he'd failed to report and America had nuked Moscow unopposed. Then he'd be the traitor who let his country die. The countdown timer. 6 minutes 14 seconds. I can see it from here. Red numbers. Ticking down. Estimated time to impact. If Russian missiles are real. If they launched. If this isn't false alarm. Dylan is at his station. Key inserted. Hand on it. Ready to turn. Waiting for my command. Sir. On your mark. Tell me when. There's a phone on the wall. Red phone. Direct line to Stratcom. To higher command. I could call. Ask for confirmation. Ask if this is real. Ask if dead hand malfunction is confirmed or suspected. But that violates protocol. Launch authorization is final. Once transmitted, once authenticated, launch officers execute immediately. Delays risk missing launch window. Risk losing birds to enemy first strike. The entire point of land-based ICBMs is launch on warning. Get them out of silos before enemy warheads arrive. Hesitation defeats purpose. Calling Stratcom to question valid launch order. That's basically refusing to launch. Same consequences. Same court-martial. Same execution. The communication system is one way by design. Orders come down. We execute. We don't question. We don't debate. We don't call back and ask for clarification. The authentication codes are the clarification. Valid codes mean valid order, means launch immediately. But I could try. I could pick up the phone. See if anyone answers. See if they tell me this is drill. False alarm. Stand down. Before I murder 4.2 million people. Except if I do that. If I delay even 2 minutes calling Stratcom, Dylan might report me. Might declare me incapacitated. Protocol allows deputy to assume command if commander is unable or unwilling to execute lawful orders. Dylan could take command. Complete launch sequence himself. Oscar 2 control team would confirm. Would support his key turn. Redundancy protocols. I'd be restrained. Arrested. Charged with refusing orders. And the launch happens anyway, so calling changes nothing. Except maybe. Maybe if I call. Maybe someone on the other end says stand down. False alarm. Maybe. 5 minutes 38 seconds. Dylan is watching me. Waiting. Sir? Are we launching? I don't know. I don't know Dylan. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if dead hand malfunctioned. I don't know if we're retaliating for actual attack or starting war based on software bug. So we have authentication. Valid codes. That's all we need. That's all we're required to verify. The codes are correct. The order is legal. We launch. The codes are correct. He's right. I verified them. 6 times. Presidential authorization. Proper formatting. Current crypto materials. Authentication is valid by every measure we're trained to check. But authentication proves the order was transmitted through proper channels. Proves it came from legitimate authority. Proves it wasn't forged or hacked or invented. Authentication doesn't prove the sensors were right. Doesn't prove dead hand didn't malfunction. Doesn't prove this is real attack versus false alarm. Authentication proves the system is working as designed. But what if the design is wrong? What if automated retaliation is fundamentally flawed concept? What if removing human judgment from nuclear launch decisions was mistake? That's what I'm thinking. Right here. Right now. 5 minutes 22 seconds until possible impact. Hand on launch key. For 0.2 million people waiting to die, or not die based on what I do in the next 60 seconds. I served 8 years doing this job. 8 years sitting in launch control centers. Thousands of hours of alert duty. Training. Drills. Exercises. Evaluations. Inspections. I scored perfect on every test. Flawless execution on every drill. Rapid response. Textbook procedures. I was the model launch officer. Never thought I'd actually have to do it. Nobody thinks it's real. We train for it. Prepare for it. Accept intellectually that it might happen. But deep down you know it won't. Know the world won't actually end. Know you'll do your shift and go home and take Emma to soccer practice and help her organize plastic horses, and the missiles stay in the silos and everyone lives. But now it's real. Or might be real. Or the system thinks it's real, which amounts to same thing if I follow orders. Lauren and Emma. 10.5 miles south. Maybe 11 by now. 20 minutes since departure. Bus moving fast. Emergency convoy. Trying to get clear. Trying to outrun the blast. Trying to reach safety that probably doesn't exist. I saw them yesterday. Dinner. Normal evening. Emma talking about school. About her friend Jessica. About the Christmas concert next week. She's singing in the choir. Alto section. Been practicing for 2 months. Very excited. Lauren listening. Smiling. Encouraging. Normal family. Normal life. Normal evening that I thought would repeat tomorrow, and next week, and next year. The Christmas concert is in 5 days. December 24th. Emma has solo line. 3 words. Silent Night Holy. She practiced them 50 times yesterday. Getting the pitch right. The timing. Silent Night Holy. Over and over until Lauren finally said, "That's perfect, sweetheart, you've got it." She won't sing those words. Not if I launch. Not if this is false alarm. The Christmas concert won't happen. Emma won't sing her solo. Because I followed orders. Because authentication codes were valid. Because I chose duty over judgment. For minutes 55 seconds, my hand is on the key. Dylan's hand is on his key. We're both in position. Both ready. Launch sequence is armed. Missiles are spun up. Guidance systems aligned. Targeting data loaded. 10 Minuteman IIIs ready to fly. 30 warheads ready to detonate. For 0.2 million people ready to die. All I have to do is turn the key. Sir. Dylan's voice. Strained. Sir, we're out of time. We need to launch now. Now, sir. The Russians are almost here. We need our birds out of silos before impact. Sir, please. The Russians might not be coming. Might be false alarm. Might be dead hand malfunction. Might be sensors glitching. Might be anything except actual attack. But we don't know. Can't know. Not sitting here underground. Not with information we have. All we know is authentication codes are valid. All we know is the system is telling us to launch. All we know is if we're wrong, if we don't launch and attack is real, then we failed in our duty. Failed to retaliate. Failed to maintain deterrence. But if we're wrong the other way, if we launch and attack isn't real, then we started the war. We murdered millions. We ended civilization. Because we trusted machines over judgment. This is the actual choice. Not duty versus conscience. Not orders versus morality. It's do you trust the system or don't you? Do you believe automated protocols are reliable or not? Do you think human judgment is valuable or dangerous? The entire strategic deterrent doctrine is built on removing human judgment, on automation, on guaranteed response, on taking the decision out of hands of people who might hesitate, might question, might refuse. I'm the person they designed the system to eliminate. I'm the weakness in deterrence, the human who questions orders, who weighs consequences, who wants more information before killing millions. Petrov was that person too. In 1983, he questioned the system, trusted judgment over censors, made right call. But how many times has someone made wrong call? How many times has human hesitation been catastrophic? How many times have we not heard about because they died before they could document their mistake? Survivorship bias. We know about Petrov because he was right. We know about Norwegian rocket because Yeltsin was right. We don't know about the times when humans were wrong, when hesitation cost lives, when questioning orders led to disaster. Maybe the system is better than judgment. Maybe automation is more reliable than humans. Maybe that's why we build it this way. Or maybe we built it this way because we were terrified. Cold War paranoia. Fear of Soviet first strike. Fear of hesitation. Fear of human weakness. So we removed humanity from the decision. Made it automatic. Guaranteed. Inhuman. For minutes, 18 seconds, I'm thinking about Emma. About Lauren. About Dylan's wife Rebecca. About his sister in Minneapolis. About the 4.2 million strangers. About everyone. About everything. And I'm realizing something. The choice isn't really mine. Dylan will launch if I don't. Oscar 2 will launch. The system will execute regardless. My refusal accomplishes nothing except my own execution. My own death. My own failure. But it accomplishes one other thing. It creates record. It creates documentation. This recording. This log entry. Evidence that someone questioned. Someone hesitated. Someone thought maybe the system was wrong. If this is false alarm. If I'm right. If dead hand malfunctioned and we launch and war starts. Then this recording proves it wasn't unanimous. Proves someone recognized possibility of error. Proves the system wasn't infallible. That's not enough. Not nearly enough. But it's something. I'm turning to Dylan. Looking at him. Captain Ortega. Dylan. Listen to me. I'm not turning this key. I'm not authorizing launch. I believe this is false alarm. I believe dead hand malfunctioned. I believe we're about to start nuclear war based on system error. His face. Shock. Horror. Disbelief. Sir, you can't. We have valid orders. You have to. This is treason. Yes. It's treason. It's refusal of lawful order during wartime. It's court-martial. It's execution. I know. But I'm not launching. I'm not killing 4.2 million people based on automated system that might be wrong. You're going to launch anyway. You or Oscar 2 or someone. The missiles are going to fly. But not from me. Not my authorization. Not my decision. This recording is my testimony. December 19th, 2025, 07:54 Zulu. Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves refused valid launch authorization. Authentication codes verified correct. Presidential authority confirmed. Launch legally authorized. I refused. I refused because I believe the dead hand system malfunctioned. I believe Russian sensors detected false positive. I believe no actual American first strike occurred. I believe launching our missiles will start war, not retaliate for war. I might be wrong. If Russian missiles are real, if they're inbound right now, if impact occurs in 3 minutes 41 seconds, then I failed my duty, failed my country. I accept responsibility for that failure. But if I'm right, if this is false alarm, then someone needs to document it. Someone needs to record that the system failed, that automation was unreliable, that human judgment mattered. Dylan is moving, going for the phone, the emergency line, calling Oscar 2 probably, reporting me, declaring commander incapacitated, taking command authority. He'll launch. Protocol supports him. I'm refusing valid order. That makes me unable to command, makes him acting commander. This is being recorded. Command authority transferred to Captain Dylan Ortega due to commander refusal of lawful order. Captain Ortega is authorized to execute launch sequence under proper protocol. I'm standing, stepping back from the console, hands visible, not threatening, not interfering, just refusing, just documenting my refusal, just creating record. Dylan is on the phone. Yes. Oscar 1. Commander refuses to launch. I'm assuming command authority. Requesting confirmation for launch execution. Authentication codes valid. Authorization confirmed. Proceeding with launch sequence. He's hanging up, moving back to his console. Hand on his key. The other key. The one from Oscar 2 control team. Backup protocol. Remote key turn authorization. When one facility can't launch, adjacent facility confirms. Enables launch anyway. I'm watching. Recording. Not stopping him. Just documenting. This is what happened. This is how it happened. This is why. 3 minutes 9 seconds. Dylan is turning the keys. Both of them. His own key and the remote authorization. Holding for 5 seconds. The consoles light up. Green indicators. Launch sequence enabled. He's entering the target package code. 6 digits. Confirming targets. Moscow. Beijing. Military installations. For 0.2 million people. He's reaching for the launch commit button. The final authorization. Both hands. Both buttons. Simultaneous press. This is it. This is the moment. The missiles launch. The war starts. Everything ends. Lauren and Emma are 11 miles south by now. Maybe 12. 25 minutes since departure. Not far enough. Not nearly far enough. The blast will reach them. The fallout will reach them. They'll die. Everyone will die. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried to stop it. I refused. It wasn't enough. It's never enough. One person refusing can't stop the system. Can't stop the machines. Can't stop the end. Dylan is pressing the buttons. Both buttons. Simultaneous. 5-second hold. The launch commit indicator lights. Launch authorized missiles away. But nothing happens. The console is lit. The indicators are green. The authorization is transmitted. But the missiles aren't launching. No rambil. No vibration. No status updates showing birds away. Dylan is staring at his screen. Confused. Sir. Colonel. The missiles. They're not. The launch command transmitted, but I don't understand. I'm looking at my console. Still logged in. Still monitoring. The launch authorization transmitted to all 10 silos. Received. Acknowledged. But not executed. Status shows launch hold. External override. External override. That's Stratcom. That's higher command. That's someone above us countermanding the launch order. The phone is ringing. Red phone. Stratcom direct line. I'm answering. This is Oscar 1 Reeves. Quote. Oscar 1, this is Stratcom command. Stand down. Repeat, stand down. All launch authorizations rescinded. Russian dead hand system confirmed malfunctioned. No actual Russian launch detected. False alarm. All strategic forces return to DEFCON 3. Acknowledge. End quote. Acknowledge Stratcom. Standing down. Oscar 1 returning to DEFCON 3 alert posture. I'm hanging up. Looking at Dylan. It was false alarm. Dead hand malfunctioned. No Russian missiles. No attack. No war. His face. Relief. Horror. Realization. We almost started. If Stratcom hadn't, if the override hadn't, we would have launched. We would have killed, but we didn't. The system had one more safeguard. One more check. One more layer. Human oversight at Stratcom level. Someone there recognized possibility of false alarm. Someone there delayed launch execution long enough to verify. Someone there did what I tried to do. Question the automation. Trusted judgment over sensors. I'm sitting down. Legs shaking. Can't stand anymore. Can't process this. Emma and Lauren are alive. Dylan's wife is alive. 4.2 million people are alive. The world didn't end. Because someone questioned. Because someone hesitated. Because human judgment mattered. The recording is still running. This is Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves. Minot Air Force Base. 0759 Zulu. The crisis is over. Stand down complete. No missiles launched. No casualties. False alarm confirmed. Dead hand system malfunction verified. Russian Federation notified. Diplomatic channels active. De-escalation protocols in effect. I refused valid launch authorization. I committed treason by military law. Article 94. Mutiny or sedition. Refusing lawful order during wartime conditions. Death penalty. Mandatory. I accept that. I knew the consequences when I made my choice. But I was right. The system was wrong. Dead hand malfunctioned. Automation failed. Human judgment was necessary. Was valuable. Was the difference between false alarm and global thermonuclear war. I don't know if they'll see it that way. Don't know if refusing valid order is justified by being right. Don't know if the ends justify the means. Don't know if military law allows for judgment calls during launch protocols. Probably not. Probably the court-martial happens anyway. Probably I'm executed for treason regardless of outcome. Dylan is still at his console. Not looking at me. Processing what almost happened. What he almost did. What we all almost did. The weight of those 30 warheads. Those 4.2 million people. The weight of almost ending the world because the system told us to. He's 26 years old. His wife is pregnant. 7 months. They're going to have a daughter. Rebecca told him last week. Ultrasound confirmed it. Girl. They're naming her Allison. After Rebecca's grandmother. Alison Ortega. She'll be born in February. 2 months from now. Dylan almost killed his unborn daughter. Almost killed his wife. Almost killed everyone. Because the authentication codes were valid. Because the order was legal. Because protocol said launch. But he would have been following orders. Would have been doing his duty. Would have been blameless by military law. I'm the one who refused. I'm the one who committed treason. I'm the one who faces execution. Worth it. Knowing Emma sings her solo. Knowing Lauren is safe. Knowing 4.2 million people wake up tomorrow. Worth it. The phone is ringing again. Internal line. Base command. Probably ordering my arrest. Probably sending MPs to detain me. Probably beginning court-martial proceedings. Ayman Sering. This is Reeves. Kuote. Colonel Reeves. This is Brigadier General Hammond, Wing Commander. I need you to understand something. Stratcom's override wasn't automatic. It was manual. Someone at command level made judgment call. Delayed launch authorization. Investigated dead hand status. Verified false alarm. That person saved 4.2 million lives. End quote. Pause. I'm listening. Not sure where he's going with this. Quote. That person at Stratcom. They did exactly what you tried to do. Questioned the system. Trusted judgment. Made right call. You were right to refuse. Your instinct was correct. Your judgment was sound. End quote. Another pause. Longer this time. I can hear him breathing. Considering his next words carefully. Quote. The problem is legally you committed treason. You refused valid launch authorization. The authentication codes were correct. Presidential authority was genuine. The order was lawful. Your refusal violated Article 94. By military law, I'm required to convene court-martial, to pursue maximum penalty. Death. End quote. I understand, sir. I accept the consequences. I knew what I was doing. I made my choice. Quote, here's what's going to happen. Officially, you experienced equipment malfunction. Console error. Launch key mechanism failure. Technical issue prevented proper launch execution. Captain Ortega assumed command. Attempted launch per protocol. Stratcom override occurred before missiles away. Crisis resolved. No culpability assigned. End quote. Sir, that's not what happened. That's falsifying official record. That's lying. Quote, Colonel Reeves, listen carefully. If we proceed with accurate documentation, you face court-martial. Death penalty. Mandatory. You saved 4.2 million lives and we execute you for it. That's the outcome. That's what military law requires. End quote. He's breathing heavy. I can hear the stress in his voice. The weight of what he's saying. Quote. Alternative. Equipment malfunction. Technical failure. No one is culpable for equipment failure. You remain on duty. You keep your commission. You live. Your family keeps their husband and father. That's the alternative. End quote. I'm quiet. Processing this. He's offering me a way out. False documentation. Manufactured equipment failure. Cover up. Save my life by lying about what happened. Sir, with respect, what about the truth? What about documentation? What about ensuring this doesn't happen again? If we cover this up, if we pretend it was equipment failure, then no one learns. No one knows the system almost failed. No one questions dead hand protocols. No one examines automation versus judgment. Quote. You think I don't know that? You think I'm not thinking about that? I've been in strategic forces for 23 years. I know what happened here. I know what it means. But I also know what happens if we document accurately. We execute the man who made right call. We tell every future launch officer that questioning orders means death, even if you're right. We eliminate human judgment from the system completely. Is that better? Is that the lesson we want to teach? End quote. Long pause. I can hear other voices in the background. Base operations. Crisis management. De-escalation protocols continuing. Quote. This is my call. Wing Commander Authority. I'm documenting equipment malfunction. Technical failure. No court-martial. You remain on duty. This conversation is off the record. The recording you're making right now. That stays with you. Your personal documentation. But official record shows equipment failure. Do you understand? End quote. I understand, sir. But I'm keeping this recording. Personal testimony. Evidence of what actually happened. In case someday it matters. In case someday someone needs to know. Quote, I'd expect nothing less. Keep your recording. Keep your testimony. But officially, equipment malfunction. We're clear? End quote. We're clear, sir. Equipment malfunction. Understood. Quote. Good. Return to normal alert posture. Shift ends at 1400 Zulu. Go home to your family. Hug your daughter. Take your wife to dinner. Be grateful you're alive. End quote. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. He hangs up. I'm sitting here. Console in front of me. Launch key still inserted. Launch enable arms still showing. But missiles didn't fire. War didn't start. World didn't end. Equipment malfunction. That's the official story. Technical failure. Console error. No human culpability. No one refused orders. No one questioned the system. Just machines failing. Acceptable. Explainable. Safe. But I know the truth. Dylan knows the truth. Stratcom knows the truth. General Hammond knows the truth. We all know what really happened. The system almost killed 4.2 million people based on dead hand malfunction. And human judgment stopped it. Not automation. Not protocols. Not failsafes. Human beings making judgment calls. Questioning orders. Trusting instinct over sensors. Dylan is looking at me now. Colonel. Sir. What did General Hammond say? Equipment malfunction. Official documentation. Technical failure. No court-martial. We continue our shift. We go home at 1400. His face. Relief. Confusion. But you refused. You committed. Isn't that? Shouldn't there be? There should be. By military law. But General Hammond made judgment call. Same as me. Same as whoever at Stratcom delayed the launch. Same as Petrov in 83. Same as Yeltsin in 95. Human judgment. Recognizing that sometimes the law, sometimes the system, sometimes the protocol is wrong. He's quiet. Processing. Then, sir, if you hadn't refused, if you'd launched, if I'd launched, we would have killed all those people. 4.2 million. For nothing. False alarm. Yes, we would have. Because the system told us to. Because authentication was valid. Because orders were legal. We would have murdered millions because we followed protocol. But we didn't. You didn't launch. You refused. You questioned. I refused. You tried to launch. Did your duty. Followed orders. Assumed command when I refused. You did everything right by military law. I'm the one who committed treason. But you were right. And I was. I was going to kill all those people. I had my hands on the buttons. I was pressing them. I was doing it. If Stratcom hadn't overridden, if the missiles had launched, that would be on me. My responsibility. My choice. His voice is shaking now. Breaking. I was following orders. Just following orders. That's what they all say. Isn't it? The ones who committed atrocities. Just following orders. That's what I was about to do. Follow orders. Kill millions. Because the system told me to. Dylan, listen to me. You were doing your duty. In that moment, with information you had, valid authentication, legal order, presidential authority, you were following proper protocol. That's what you're trained to do. What we're all trained to do. But it was wrong. The order was wrong. The system was wrong. And I was pressing the buttons. He's crying now. 26 years old. Hands shaking. Face wet. The weight of what almost happened crushing him. His unborn daughter. His wife. His sister in Minneapolis. 4.2 million strangers. All of them alive because someone at Stratcom made judgment call. Delayed launch. Verified. All of them almost dead because we followed orders. I'm standing. Moving to his station. Putting hand on his shoulder. Dylan. Look at me. Look at me. You didn't kill anyone. The missiles didn't launch. The war didn't start. You're going to go home. You're going to see Rebecca. You're going to meet your daughter when she's born. Allison. You're going to be her father. You're going to live with what almost happened. We both are. But you didn't do it. That's what matters. He's looking up at me. Eyes red. Voice broken. How do we keep doing this job? How do we sit here every shift knowing that someday it might be real? Knowing that someday we might have to actually launch? Actually kill millions? How do we live with that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe we can't. Maybe this job is impossible. Maybe putting humans in control of civilization-ending weapons and telling them to follow orders without question is fundamentally broken system. Or maybe this is exactly why we need humans in the system. Why we need judgment. Why we need people who question. People who hesitate. People who weigh consequences. Machines don't hesitate. Dead hand doesn't question. Automation executes. That's the point. Remove human weakness. Remove hesitation. Remove judgment. Guarantee retaliation. Ensure deterrence. But machines also don't recognize false alarms. Don't weigh 4.2 million lives. Don't think about 9-year-old girls singing Christmas solos. Don't consider that maybe, just maybe, the sensors are wrong. That's what humans do. That's our value. Our weakness is our strength. Our hesitation is our salvation. I'm moving back to my console. Sitting down. The shift isn't over. We're at DEFCON 3 now. Still elevated alert. Still monitoring. Still ready. The job continues. Dylan is composing himself. Wiping face. Deep breaths. Returning to professional bearing. Young officer regaining control. Processing trauma. Continuing duty. The recording is still running. This is Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves. Mine at Air Force Base. 0812 Zulu. Crisis resolved. Stand down confirmed. DEFCON 3 alert posture restored. Shift continues until 1400 Zulu. Official documentation will show equipment malfunction. Technical failure. Console error. Launch key mechanism failure. No human culpability. No court-martial. No execution. This recording documents actual events. Lieutenant Colonel Reeves refused valid launch authorization during dead-hand false alarm crisis. Believed system malfunction. Questioned automation. Made judgment call. Captain Ortega assumed command. Attempted launch per protocol. Stratcom manual override prevented missile launch. Russian dead-hand malfunction confirmed. False alarm verified. 0 casualties. VOP prevented. Human judgment saved 4.2 million lives. Not protocol. Not automation. Not failsafes. Human beings questioning orders. Trusting instinct. Making judgment calls at multiple levels. Launch officer. Stratcom command. Wing commander. Each person choosing to question. To verify. To delay. To think. That's the lesson. That's what this documentation preserves. When the system fails, when automation malfunctions, when sensors lie, human judgment matters. Human hesitation saves lives. Human conscience prevents apocalypse. I'm keeping this recording. Personal testimony. Private documentation. In case someday it matters. In case someday someone needs to know what really happened. How close we came. What saved us. The phone is ringing. External line. Ayman Setting. Oscar 1 Reeves. It's Lauren. My wife. Voice shaking. Crying. Adam? Adam, is that you? Are you? Are we? Is it over? Is it really over? It's over. I'm okay. You're okay. Emma's okay. Everyone's okay. False alarm. System malfunction. Crisis resolved. You can come home. It's safe. She's sobbing now. Relief. Terror releasing. The weight of evacuation. Of thinking the world was ending. Of thinking she'd never see me again. Of thinking Emma would die in nuclear fire. Where are you? Where's Emma? We're at the shelter in Wishick, 60 miles south. They said wait for all clear. Wait for radiation monitoring. Wait for. Adam, I thought you were going to die. I thought we were all going to die. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But it's over. It's really over. False alarm. You can come home. What happened? What? Was it real? Were they actually launching? Were you? Did you have to? I can't talk about it. Classified. Operational security. But it's over. That's all I can say. It's over. Pause. She knows. She was Air Force. She understands operational security, understands classification, but she also understands what DEFCON 1 means, what strategic alert means, what evacuation means. She knows I was in launch control, knows what my job is, knows what I almost had to do. Adam, did you have to make a choice? Yes, I had to make a choice. I made it. That's all I can say. Another pause. Longer. I can hear Emma in the background, asking questions, wanting to talk to Daddy, wanting to know when they can go home. Put Emma on. Let me talk to her. Rustling. Phone changing hands. Then Emma's voice. Small. Scared. Trying to be brave. Daddy? Daddy, are you okay? I'm okay, sweetheart. I'm fine. Everything's fine. You're safe. Mommy's safe. We're all safe. Is the bad thing over? The emergency? Yes, baby. The emergency's over. It was a false alarm. Like when the fire alarm goes off at school, but there's no real fire. Just the alarm. Everything's okay. When can we come home? I want to come home. I want my horses. Soon, sweetheart. Very soon. Maybe today. Mommy will bring you home and you can organize your horses again. All 47 of them. By breed and color. Just like you like. Okay. Okay, Daddy. I was scared. Really scared. But Mommy said you were protecting everyone. Doing your job. Making sure we're safe. Is that true? That's true. That's my job. Protecting everyone. Making sure you're safe. That's what I do. You're really good at your job, Daddy. My throat is tight. Can't speak for a moment. Emotion overwhelming. This 9-year-old girl. Her trust. Her faith. Her belief that Daddy protects everyone. That Daddy makes right choices. That Daddy keeps the world safe. She doesn't know. Can't know. Will never know. That Daddy almost ended the world. That Daddy had his hand on launch key. That Daddy was seconds from killing millions. That Daddy refused orders. Committed treason. Chose her life over duty. Or that Daddy made right choice. That questioning saved lives. That hesitation prevented apocalypse. that human judgment mattered. I love you, Emma. So much. More than anything. You're my whole world. You know that? I love you too, Daddy. Can I sing you my solo? From the Christmas concert? I've been practicing. Of course, sweetheart. Sing it for me. Her voice. Small. Clear. Practicing pitch. Practicing timing. Concentrating. Silent night. Holy. 3 words. That's her line. 3 words from Silent Night. The Christmas concert is in 5 days. December 24th. She'll sing those 3 words. Alto section. 3rd row. Mrs. Patterson's choir class. Emma Morrison. 9 years old. 4th grade. 47 plastic horses. Wants to be a veterinarian. She'll sing those words because the world didn't end. Because Dead Hand malfunctioned instead of Russian missiles launching. Because someone at Stratcom delayed. Because I refused. Because human judgment saved 4.2 million lives. Silent Night. Holy. That's beautiful, sweetheart. You're going to do great. Everyone's going to love it. Thanks, Daddy. You got to go. Mommy says it's time to eat. We're having sandwiches. At the shelter. They have peanut butter. The good kind. Not the natural kind. Okay, baby. You eat. I'll see you soon. I love you. Love you too, Daddy. Bye. The phone transfers back to Lauren. Her voice steady now. Controlled. Processing. Adam. Come home safe. Okay. Just. Come home safe. I will. Shift ends at 1400. I'll be home by 1500. We'll have dinner. Normal dinner. Normal evening. Like yesterday. Like always. Like always. Yes. Okay. I'll see you then. She hangs up. I'm sitting here. Console in front of me. Launch key still inserted. DEFCON 3. Monitoring. Alert posture. Routine duty. Like always. Except nothing is like always. Nothing will ever be like always again. The world almost ended. 4.2 million people almost died. Emma almost burned. Lauren almost died in fallout. Dylan's unborn daughter almost ceased to exist before she was born. All of us. Everyone. Every person on Earth. Almost gone. Because automated system malfunctioned. Because sensors lied. Because Dead Hand thought attack was real. And we're documenting it as equipment failure. Technical malfunction. Console error. No human involvement. No judgment calls. No questioning of orders. Just machines failing. Safe story. Acceptable story. Story that doesn't challenge the system. But I have this recording. This testimony. This documentation of what really happened. Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves refused valid launch authorization. Made judgment call. Questioned automation. Chose conscience over orders. And was right. The question is, what do I do with this recording? Do I keep it private? Personal documentation? Evidence for my own conscience? Proof that I made the choice? That I knew the consequences? That I accepted the price? Or do I release it? Make it public? Force the conversation? Force examination of Dead Hand protocols? Force recognition that automation almost ended the world? That human judgment saved us? If I release it, I'm court-martialed. Executed. No question. General Hammond's cover story collapses. The truth comes out. I face Article 94. Death penalty. Mandatory. But maybe that's necessary. Maybe the world needs to know. Needs to understand. Needs to question these systems. These automated protocols. These civilization-ending machines that operate without human judgment. Maybe my execution is the price. The cost. The sacrifice that forces change. Or maybe I keep it quiet. Live my life. Raise Emma. Love Lauren. Continue my duty. Keep serving. Keep this testimony as private record. As evidence that human judgment mattered. As proof that questioning saved lives. But don't force the issue. Don't push for change. Don't sacrifice myself. That's the choice now. After the crisis. After the stand down. After the false alarm. Do I live quietly with what I know? Or do I force the world to know it too? I don't have the answer. Not yet. Not sitting here at 0821 Zulu. Shift continuing. Alert posture maintained. Routine duty restored. But I have time. I have years. I have life. I have Emma singing Silent Night. I have Lauren making dinner. I have normal evenings. Normal days. Normal existence. I have the luxury of not deciding right now. not forcing the issue immediately, of living, of thinking, of weighing, of considering. That's more than 4.2 million people would have had. That's more than Emma would have had. That's more than any of us would have had if the missiles had launched, if the war had started, if the world had ended. So I'll keep this recording, keep this testimony, keep this documentation. And someday, maybe someday, when it matters, when the time is right, when someone needs to know, I'll decide then. Dylan is at his console, monitoring systems, professional bearing restored, young officer continuing duty, processing trauma, living with what almost happened, what he almost did. We're going to do this job, this shift, this duty, and tomorrow's shift, and next week's shift, and next month's shift. We're going to sit here, 15 feet underground, monitoring missile, watching systems, following protocols, and we're going to remember every single shift, every single day, how close we came, how the system almost failed, how human judgment saved 4.2 million lives. We're going to remember that hesitation matters, that questioning matters, that conscience matters, that humanity matters, even in systems designed to eliminate humanity, especially in those systems. That's the lesson. That's the truth. That's what this recording preserves. This is Lieutenant Colonel Adam Reeves, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. Missile Launch Control Center Oscar 1. December 19th, 2025. 0824 Zulu. The world didn't end today. Not because the system worked, but because humans questioned it. Remember that. End recording.